Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indy Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos. Welcome back to the IndyCar Podcast, guys. And this episode is dedicated solely to reviewing that great season finale in St. Pete on Sunday.
Bam, yeah. First street race we've seen live. And it was incredible.
Great race, great circuit. And, you know, it went in with Josef NewGarden having just 1% chance of winning the championship. And Scott Dixon won.
Yep.
So the statistics on that were pretty good.
When you have 99% chance of winning, you win.
You do. But, well, okay. We've got to focus on the main thing here. Well, actually, we're talking about Scott Dixon and winning the 6-time champion and how impressive that is at the end.
Yeah.
Josef NewGarden winning the race.
Well, okay. We'll talk about the race.
Okay, we'll talk about the race.
NewGarden won at the end of the race.
Okay.
A lot happened before NewGarden
Willpower
ended up in P1.
Okay,
so yeah.
Let's start with qualifying.
Let's go chronological order here.
Oh, why? Why have we got to be sensible with this one? Anyway, so Willpower started on pole position with
number 62. 5 more to go till he joins AJ Foyt on 67 poles. Then one more after that, and he's an all-time IndyCar pole records holder.
There's Mario Andretti in poles. It's all right. You know, it's easy. Scott Dixon's chasing down AJ Foyt Racing. Willpower's AJ Foyt Racing. The whole team. AJ Foyt. Willpower's chasing down Mario Andretti. They're both legends.
I just got an image of Scott running after like an AJ Foyt car. Chasing them.
Come back. Sebastian Bourdais. P4, baby. P4. Spoilers.
Like chronological order.
I can't do it. Anyway, Willpower was leading the race. It looked comfortable in the early stages. Then
he had fitted.
It's not working, mate.
Okay. Yeah. First, he fitted a vent onto his car so it makes
keeping
conditions more easier.
Because with the aero screen, it's very hot.
Yep.
Very warm in the car. And so obviously some of the drivers chose to do this. But he had this.
Problem 1.
Downshift.
Yes.
Rossi gets past. Herta gets past. Hinchcliffe gets past. Willpower somehow manages to get it into P4.
Yes. Survives because Pato was coming up on him as well.
And
regains some composure. Looks P4. The red tyres are dropping off a bit, so he's dropped off the 3 guys who are on the blacks, the prime tyres, and then bam, disaster strikes.
Whoa, wait.
Whoa.
He makes it to the first pit stop, gets onto some sticker blacks,
yes,
and
he does.
He survives. Oh, the commentator's curse was going, we've survived an early caution here, which is usual at St. Pete. But, you know, we've managed to survive it so far. Up steps Willpower. Bang, loses it into the wall. He felt like the balance of the car just went off slightly with, as earlier mentioned, the vent to kind of cool things down.
They didn't run in warm-up, so they didn't know how it was going to fit the car. Turns out, pretty bad.
Yep, so he swung out, I think it was of turn 3.
But turn 3 took a lot of victims. That's what I'll come on to.
But yeah, turn 3, slid into the wall, lost the rear of the car, parked out the side. First caution. And we say first because, as you're going to find out, there were a lot of cautions.
Now, if you've done the maths, you can now realise Andretti, the guys that have been nowhere all season, Rossi's been on a bit of a podium streak, Herta's got a race win, but they've been nowhere, really.
Well, they had a mid-Ohio 1-2-3 with Herta, Rossi, Hunter Ray.
Yeah, but most of the season, nowhere. They're now leading a 1-2-3 in the season finale. Like you said, they did have that 1-2-3 mid-Ohio, building great momentum into 2021.
Hinch.
Hinch was P3, yes.
He was P3, comeback podium. That would have
Yep.
been brilliant. You know, what a way to end his season that would have been.
And Rossi.
Okay, right. There's other crashes within the race in terms of let's deal with the Andretti Autosport mess.
Yeah.
Let's go out chronological order. Let's throw that there. So Rossi's leading the race comfortably. He's led, I think, maybe even like 54, 70. Actually, it was like 70 laps of it he led, didn't he?
Yes, I know that.
Something crazy. He crashes out the lead.
For the
Same spot as Will
First
Power.
time he's crashed out in the lead.
Not a good time to do it. And it means that this is the first season Alex Rossi has competed in IndyCar without securing a victory.
Shocking.
And he would have had one. It was there.
It was easy.
Right there for the grabbing, but just went onto the marbles, bang, lost it in the wall, street circuits. They're unforgiving. Next up, Colton Herter in the lead. Well, we say next up Colton Herter in the lead. Under a safety car, Hinch spins it by himself in the last corner, comes back onto the track, crashes into Jack Harvey and loses his front wing. And that's his race over.
Yep.
Basically, he's ruined his chance of a podium and would have potentially have been a race win as well. Was defending very good against a couple of restarts from Josef NewGarden. And then Colton Herter crashes out the lead. And somehow, Ryan Hunter-Reay
is now the highest placed Andretti car.
Actually, did he finish the highest placed Andretti car? Because I'm not sure if Herter managed to recover it to like...
No.
Oh, yeah, he was. Because Herter was outside...
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking that Ryan Hunter-Reay was P15 or something. But no, take away the 10.
That was Hinch.
She's P5. Oh, I mean...
yeah, that was the Andretti curse.
At least they could laugh about it.
Yeah, they want to build a...
Oh, sorry. And there's one driver we've forgotten about who got Takuma'd.
Yes, Marco Andretti off a restart, so everyone's bunched up. Takuma's making a lunge on the inside, I think, of turn 1, and then he just clips Marco Andretti's rear right and he immediately deflates, loses it, and goes into the wall. Tries to get restarted, but the stewards looked like they were having none of it.
No, and he was fuming because you know what? £1 million was on the line.
Yes.
And so, not being funny, you would be pretty pissed if your £1 million had just kind of slipped away.
Yep. From no fault of your own.
No. Actually, have to say, it was was shaping up to one of Marco Andretti's best races of the season.
He probably would have been like P4.
He probably would have. That's what he was aiming for on the cards, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Gutting for Marco because it's been a bit of a mixed bag of a season for him with some driver error, some kind of unlucky bits, and somewhere the car just hasn't been there for him. It would have been nice for a few of those Andretti guys to end the season on a high. Nope.
The curse of Andretti, St. Petersburg. They're not going to be looking forward to the season opener because we're back at St. Petersburg.
They're certainly not. So we dealt with Will Power crash.
That was the Andretti drama. Yeah.
I suppose probably next up is safety cars because there were I lost count. I think there was maybe like 5 or 6 in the end.
We had our first ones. The commentator said it's surprising that we haven't seen any caution around about 35, somewhere around there, and then from about 45 to about 70 or 80 even, we just basically had back to back cautions.
Yellows. Let's try and figure out. So Ferrucci spun out. He went into a wall, got on the marbles out of turn 1. Well, through turn 1 and then not making turn 2, I believe it was.
Yep. We had Scott and VK.
Yeah, Scott McLaughlin. Who did he try to tap? Marco Andretti, I think it was, while he was still in the race. I think he went to defend, clipped Andretti, spun across, hit VK.
I think he lost on his own.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but he was...
he was fighting Marco, but he lost on his own.
Yeah.
And then ran into VK. Yeah.
Yep. So that was one of them. Connor Daly had a puncture. Seemed like he lost it under safety car.
Yep.
In terms of that, it was hard to keep track. There were literally cars
Andretti,
dropping
Rossi,
like flies.
Will Power had his caution.
Herter.
I don't think Herter ever brought out caution. Because he always kept going.
because
He went down the runoff so often.
Yeah, Herta just, for whatever reason, was just like, nope, not making that corner.
Yeah.
But in fairness, the last one he did spin properly into a tyre barrier,
Yeah,
but managed to spin it
kept
out
it
and keep it going.
Yeah.
Funny enough, saw on like Colton Herta's Instagram that he was at Disneyland like 2 days after the race.
Fair enough.
What a way, you know. How do you start the kind of close season? He's off to Disneyland.
Off to Disneyland.
Bless him. Go on, Colton. He's 20 still. He's having a great time.
Yeah.
Hollywood, Disneyland.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
he's Californian, isn't
fair
he?
enough.
So makes sense he's gone there. Completely irrelevant. Sidetrack to the race there. I think that's covered
all the cautions.
the cautions.
So, yes, I believe so.
There might have been more.
There was so many laps under caution.
There was.
Which meant a very nervous Scott Dixon every time. Because I was like, eeh!
Literally, both probably for Joseph and Scott, because Joseph had a lunge up at Bourdais early and it didn't quite come off and nearly lost position on track to VK. It was really tense, but somehow, obviously, with all these cautions, NewGarden slowly worked his way up to the field. He made 4 positions on the first round of pit stops and then was leading the race. But Scott stuck with him all race and he did fantastic. You know, when Scott Dixon is so good, and they mention it in commentary all the time, of just knowing when to go for a move, when not to risk it, when to put your car in compromised positions. He's so good. I think the exact quote from commentary was like, at those critical moments within a race of going at the critical points of when you're choosing overtake, not overtake, Scott always seems to make the right decision.
Yeah.
And that is a massive reason why he's been competing for championships for the best part of 2 decades now. Yeah. And he's been in IndyCar for 20 seasons. I think 2 of those were kart, so 18 seasons in the IndyCar series. It just...
And he wasn't scared of making moves at the season finale.
Literally, when Josef Newgarden on the restart took the lead, getting past Palou and Herta,
Dixon took Pato.
He did. He took Pato and went past Palou as well to work his way up into P3. No.
Yes.
Yeah, P3, because then Pato came back
overtook, and then Herta crashed.
Yeah, correct.
There we go. We got there in the end.
Oh, God. But it was one of those races that just had so much carnage and chaos. It was hard. We were just like going, what is going on? This is mental. Who's there? And at one stage, it looked like Pato was going to take the lead from Josef Newgarden.
Yeah.
But still, bless him, still searching for that first IndyCar victory. And it's only a matter of time with Pato. How brilliant was he in that race? Just
he's been hailed by Newgarden and Dixon, going, he's one to watch. I think Dixon said he's one of the best drivers on the grid, and I think Newgarden basically said the same.
I think Newgarden said he's a star in the making, but then went, no, actually, he's already a star.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a good driver to race against and, you know, enjoys doing that. And it's easy to see Pato is a star of IndyCar. And, yeah, for that Arrow McLaren SP team, what a kind of talent they have on their hands there. And the trouble will be hanging on to him that one of the top teams don't come knocking on the door and wanting to look at Pato in the future.
Yeah.
Certainly, you know, potentially, obviously, Penske are running 4 cars at the moment. With Simon
5
Pagenaud.
cars?
If Pagenaud doesn't have a particularly good 21 like he didn't have 20, maybe potentially a seat opening up there. But that's obviously for rumours in there. Pato was there. And a guy... You know what? It's really difficult to kind of, because there were so many standout. With the pressure it was on, it was a fantastic drive from Scott Dixon and Josef Newgarden to go from P8 and on strategy. Obviously, took advantage of retirements and mistakes up in front of him, but got the victory, did all that he could to try and win the championship, but obviously fell short. Pato, fantastic P2. But P4, AJ Foyt Racing, who I don't think had had a top 10 finish all season, had both drivers
Yes,
finish in the
because
top
Kimball
10.
also made it to P8, I think, in the
Yeah.
end.
Charlie Kimball ended up getting P8. So that sounds like, but Bourdais, his third kind of race of the 2020 season, P4. What an incredible drive. Yes, it's like his hometown GP.
It's not like he gets to test there.
No. And he's had a pretty much year out of it. And yes, he's I believe, a two-time winner. He was a back-to-back winner in 2017 and 18.
Yes, so it's been back to back.
NewGarden's 1920.
And then 1817. Yeah.
Yeah. For Bourdais. So, look, the guy's a four-time champ. Hugely impressive driver. Still at 41 years of age, he is more at the older end. But hey, heck, that
Scott
performance.
Dixon's a 6-time winner at 40.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like with Sebastian and AJ Foyt Racing, it's something really exciting, I think, for the 2021 season, and that is just what they needed, because now they're excited going back to St. Pete at the start of next season, because if they can have that result, it can drive them forward. And we know AJ Foyt, they've got the name, obviously the legend of AJ Foyt behind them, but they haven't really been successful, haven't won a championship since that Indy Racing League championship back in 1996 with Scott Sharp and the weird 3-race season, and won the Indy 500 with Kenny Brack as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I won the 97 championship as well.
You can check out our feature video
on AJ Foyt Racing, a brief history of AJ Foyt Racing. You can make sure you check that out. But yeah, what a standout performance. Probably my driver of the day, considering where AJ Foyt Racing have been all season. Getting P4.
It was nice to see.
Yeah, and he was within touching distance of Scott Dixon as well. He was with him all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Obviously, backed off a bit because I imagine the team were just like, look, P4's incredible. Let's just lock this down. Going on there. But yeah, what a race. What a way to end this crazy 2020 season. And, at one stage, it was maybe in doubt whether we'd have a season. It's the first full season that we've ever watched. It seems the Texas Motor Speedway seems a long time ago from when Scott Dixon obviously won the first race of the season. And I can't believe from where we were about 5-6 races in to this season that it actually went down to the wire.
18 points, that's all it was in the end.
Because it looked like Scott Dixon had it in the bag. But Josef did absolutely incredible. What a second half of the season he had to push it all the way to the end.
Yeah, fantastic.
But yeah, fantastic race. Let us know your thoughts, obviously, in the comments down below on anything we've missed, any moments or highlights that you thought were from the race. Obviously, there was plenty. Yeah, there was just carnage throughout in terms of... I thought Hinch would have been probably one of the performances of the day if he had managed to see it home. Unfortunately, he couldn't. Oliver Askew also crashed out. That's another caution that came to mind. Shame for him ending his time with Arrow McLaren SP on a DNF.
He was looking on for a great result as well.
He was. Yeah. He really could have a good result. But like we said, I still think that we're going to see Oliver Askew on the grid in 2021.
At least on a part-time basis.
Yeah, at least on a part-time basis. But I've got a feeling, I feel like that Chip Ganassi, they spoke highly of him. I feel like, with Scott Dixon getting to the, I say tail end of his career, he's just won a championship. So he shows no sun slowing down. But they may be looking to the future and give Ollie a couple of seasons in that Chip Ganassi seat. Because, look, the guy's the Indy Lights champion, and it's proven Colton Herter's done well in that. Renus VK, Pato Ward was the 2018.
Scott Dixon, Josef NewGarden.
Yeah, 2018 one. Yeah, they've all progressed through it. So, hey, it's a great series for producing talented drivers for the IndyCar series. So, Oliver Askew, definitely is at the start of his career in IndyCar, that's for sure. But that's the race. So I guess we talk about Scott Dixon being a six-time
winner.
IndyCar champion, one title behind the all-time record of AJ Foyt of 7 titles. Yeah, wow, how incredible! And I don't think there is one record I don't think he'll beat. I don't think he'll beat AJ's all-time win record.
Yeah, he's got about 18 races to do it.
Yeah, that's a lot of wins to get, and considering he had a good season this year, getting 4 wins.
Yeah,
like on that basis, he'd have to win 4 races for the next 5 years,
or just win 18 races next year.
Well, I think we have a 17 race calendar, don't we? So,
well,
good luck with that one,
Scott. He's
Scott.
got a petition for another race to be added.
Absolutely, but Scott Dixon, obviously we've done a video of who is Scott Dixon, and they're presuming that he would win this championship. But the guy is already an IndyCar legend.
Yeah, 100%.
And it is amazing just to watch him make history as he goes on. Would you bet against him getting 7? I don't think I would. Certainly Chip Ganassi and him are in a really great... They just know each other inside out. Yeah. And he's going to be competing for the titles for at least, I think, the next 2 or 3 years. Unless
I reckon he's got 5 good years in him.
Probably, yeah.
And then maybe after 45 he gets a bit.
Yeah, but I really don't know, because that's the beauty of IndyCar, is that experience and the fact that, you know, the cars are somewhat of a spec series, with the same chassis and everything. Maybe they may struggle in the next engine one, but it's not. You've only got a 50% chance of getting it right, because it's going to be Honda and Chevy.
Yep.
And Honda are doing a great job with them anyway.
Could be a 33% chance soon.
Could well be if Ferrari come in those new set of rules and regulations. But like, I think still struggling. I don't think it's going to quite set in. 6 IndyCar championships. His first one in 2003. So 17 years after that first one, he's still winning titles.
Still winning.
Like, that's mental. And that race, after having a really tough 4 races, let's not learn there, like, to give Josef NewGarden a sniff of this, it was a really tough few races for Scott Dixon. But when it matters, when the pressure's on, he drove an absolutely fantastic race, got that podium. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Scott Dixon. And what a champion. And if it is 5 more years of Scott Dixon, I can't wait to keep watching him on the track.
Oh, yeah.
What a guy to do. And see Josef NewGarden, like Pato, come in. Will Andretti have a mount with either Colton Herta or Alexander Rossi? See, Rossi had nothing went his way this season. The likes of Will Power still wanting probably to compete for those all-time wins and get another championship under his belt. Scott McLaughlin coming in, will he live up to the hype that's around him? There's so much exciting talent in IndyCar, and just what a grid to see them fighting against each other. Because on the last 4 years basis, you could pick a winner in terms of between Josef NewGarden and Scott Dixon, but I can't pick a winner of who would be the 2021 title winner next year.
No, there's so many candidates that could be it. Yeah. But
I suppose anything else to add for the race? Any highlights?
No, it was a great street race. Lots of carnage, lots of different race leaders. I was slightly tentative because obviously coming from F1 street circuits, never really incredible races, but loved watching it.
It was a great race. It was a great race, and it was a great season finale, and another title going down to the wire. And it was still tense because that race, seeing so many people crash out just on their own means, even with seeing Scott Dixon in third, you didn't think he was safe, especially when Josef NewGarden took the lead. You're like, one mistake here, and there were a few iffy moments getting close, wheel-to-wheel racing, and it's just like wincing. You're like, go on, Scott, you can do this. You can do this. And he did do this, and he did get it on the line. But yeah, a great title fight in the end, and just been some brilliant... Maybe it wasn't Rinus VK's day. in the end of things. He probably could have been on for a good shot, actually, if he hadn't had that Scott McLaughlin incident.
Yeah.
Because he was running well, just on a slightly different
strategy,
wasn't he, with Renus, that probably would have paid out for him in the end. But again, another fantastic young talented driver, rookie of the year this year. He's had a fantastic season. It's been a brilliant IndyCar season, and so the next 2 episodes of the IndyCar podcast are going to be season reviews. So we're going to split it into the first part of the season and the second part of the season to take our time and kind of go through the steps and our thoughts, obviously, in a bit more depth. And obviously the IndyCar, Indy Fanatics hasn't been going the entire season of IndyCar, so it's a good chance to talk about some races that we watched but didn't obviously do videos on earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So I suppose the only way to round off is to say congratulations to Scott Dixon, 6-time IndyCar champion. Incredible achievement, and closes the chapter on the 2020 season, and we cannot wait for 2021 to start already. March cannot come soon enough.
Oh yeah.
Certainly can't. And if you're new around here or you haven't done so already, Stephen, what can they do?
You can like, subscribe and ding that bell.
Ding it. So for now, you Indy fans, keep racing.